Hi and welcome. My name is Tolan and I'm the co-founder of Productivity Me. In this video, we're going to look at how to apply varying formulas based on a cell's relative context. We're going to do this by calculating a year-to-date profit for the 4 quarters or the 4 different seasons for this fashion company. If you're interested in this, join us in this video. All right, if you want to follow along, go ahead and open up exercise file 04.03. You can find that in the description of our video on the bottom portion of this screen. Okay, so in the last video, we looked at the idea of using relative cell references. So we essentially said that we want to take the value in this cell minus this cell, and it would give us our profit. If we did something similar, we could do that for the summer season, for the winter season, for the fall season, so on and so forth. Now, what if we wanted to find a calculation of basically cumulative profits or year-to-date profits, right? So the year-to-date profit, here we want to calculate in this cell. Now, it might make more sense if these were quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. But let's say that the fashion company starts calculating their profits and their revenues based on the spring season. So each year they reset their profits and their costs, and they start their accounting here. So up until this point, say that they've only earned $75 or maybe $75,000, whatever it is, 75 million. So up until this point, they just reset their quarter. So their value of the amount of profits they made would just be that specific cell. Now, in their second season, the value of their profits up to date would be that both of the first season and the second season. Or more accurately, it would be the value of this cell plus whatever they made in this quarter. So it would basically be the year-to-date profits from the previous quarter or quarters plus the value from that season. So it would essentially say, okay, this is going to be our current year-to-date profit plus this, right? And we could essentially say, well, we want to take the previous profit, which in this case was 0, plus 75. Okay, that is equal to 75. The value of the year-to-date profits for the summer season is basically that of the spring season plus the summer season. So it would be the spring, which was 75, plus whatever they made in the summer, which is 120. Now here, how would we calculate the year-to-date profits of the spring, summer, and winter season? Well, we could add all 3 of these values, or we could basically say whatever our year-to-date profits were for the previous quarter, in this case it would be 195, plus whatever we made this quarter. So it would basically be, again, this cell plus the value of this cell. Now, one of the advantages of using relative cell references is we can bring this formula over. So we can take the fill handle and we can drag it over, and then we could even drag it over to the fall quarter. So it's going to automatically populate. It's basically going to say, well, our year-to-date profits for spring is basically just whatever we made in the spring. Our year-to-date profits for the up and through the summer is basically our summer profits plus whatever we made before, in that case 75. For winter, it was essentially going to be that of our year-to-date profits for the previous quarter plus our year-to-date profits for this quarter or this season. And then lastly, our year-to-date profits for these 4 quarters would basically be the year-to-date profits for the up until that point for the previous quarter. So 345 plus 300, which in this case is 645. Now we could check this against the total profits for that year, because it includes the 4 quarters for that year. So if this value was equal to this value, we'd know that we've essentially done something correct. So in this lesson, we kind of wanted to emphasize the idea that you can actually have formulas that refer to different cells in different rows, and basically, if you wanted to create a running total of the profits that this company has made up until that point in the year, you would basically take the cell on their left and add it to the cell above. And then you would do the same thing here. You'd basically take the profits that they made that quarter and add it to the previous year-to-date profits. Same thing here. You would basically say how much profit did they make in the fall season, and then what did they make up until that point in the year. So it would be 645. In our next video, we're going to look at the idea of PEMDAS and the order of operations and how it can be a little bit tricky in Microsoft Excel when using parentheses or when doing different orders of operation. So if that's interesting you, join us in the next video and we'll see you again soon. As always, thanks for watching.